everyone. So today we're going to talk about the important topic in our job or also our company. So the material preservation and the construction side. So we're going to talk about the overview, importance of material preservation, standards and requirements, preservation planning and tracking, preservation best practices, lessons learned and recommendation. So we're going to start by importance of preservation. So because of that, will expensive repairs, project delay, equipment life cycle, and lose the warranty. And the poor preservation has impacted the company with a cost of millions of dollars. Preservation is a set of activities that aim to prolong the life and relative characteristics and enhance the value of equipment and keep them in a good condition. So because of that, Aramco in 2017 established the new engineering standard 385 to give the minimum requirement for preservation of project materials. So, sorry. The scope of this procedure in alignment with project specification, mandatory Saudi Aramco engineering requirement, and manufacturer instruction, established minimum requirement for planning, monitoring, and tracking the preservation of project material and equipment through procurement, construction, pre-commissioning, and commissioning and startup.
See, it is very clearly given preservation of materials. It is not only during the time of procurement and storage, it is until startup. Okay, but our case until pre-commissioning means after that we will hand over these items, but if not handed over, we have to be preserved.
And maintain that one.
Yes.
Okay. So the meaning of the preservation is a continuous process.
Yes.
Okay. So started from factory and then site, then operation. From factory, handling provide preservation for short or long term, and backing at site storage, preservation layup, and operation corrosion maintenance and preventive maintenance. Corrosion management. So we're going to talk about the standard and the requirement. So we will start by common requirement to build the quality collection. So supplier instruction shall establish the preservation requirement based on company standard and detail any additional maintenance preservation requirement covering all the project phase. So when we have receiving material, we have to make sure the procedure of preservation with compliance with our company standard and specification. Next, initial preservation, the application of specified preservative and fitted of specified protection to any equipment or system by supplier prior to delivery to maintain the equipment or system unimpaired. Preservation maintenance, the periodic activity to confirm that the initial preservation is intact and functioning. This also includes repair of deteriorated initial preservation, because during also receiving the material, we have to make sure the preservation is still effectiveness. And if we have something like as a packing or cover, cutting or something like that, we have to repair that one. About also standard, for example, we have SAMS, for example, 004 for pressure vessels. Then engineering standard, for example, we have engineering standard for centrifugal compressors. Then the engineering procedure which we are talking about, 385. Then vendor recommendation like this table.
Go back just to show
Okay.
the vendor recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, here, for example, in first item, inspect surface coating, they also given when we received or weekly, monthly, after three or every 3 months or 6 months or period to start. So, for example, we have first one, inspect the surface coating, second, inspect the external cover, then we have to that one, that one, renew pump internal preservative
Yes.
every
6 months.
yeah,
6
every 6 months. Okay. We have also to check the level of internal fluid, for example, if applicable. We have also to pour the oil to bearing housing and rotate the shaft. For example, here giving 3 plus 1.3 turn. Okay. Also from code also we have, for example, API 686 for rotating machinery. They also give clear for information about the scope. This from after installation and during period 2 commissioning. So material preservation activity fall in the below main categories: handling and storage and maintenance. So handling, how to unloading by proper tools, orientation of equipment, stacking height. Then storage, about the kind of storage, indoor or outdoor, air conditioning, turbulent cover. Maintenance, like shaft rotation, descant, and VBCI, space heater for motors, or applying oil and grease on synthetic surface, like machine surface. So we're gonna talk about preservation, planning, and tracking. I think this one for many important. For example, if still the material in storage area, we have to have sketch, and we have to also segregate all the material by names, and we have to record this one in system. Also establish storage and preservation procedure, like in our project, the SAPCO submitted the material storage preservation. Then specify and develop the preservation checklist. For example, if we're gonna check the first item, I think it's not clear here. Equipment, storage, handling, and preservation procedure was submitted and approved by Saudi Aramco. So any material, we have to have the procedure to preserve this material. Then the develop preservation recorded. For example, also in our project, we recently established one new system to make sure all equipment under preservation. Yeah. So we have given here the item number, equipment, quantity, manufacturer, and also preservation status in receiving material, and also tracking preservation system, and preservation vendor recommendation, and also Saudi Aramco requirement, and preservation after installation. So during material receiving inspection, we have to conduct receiving inspection, verify equipment packing condition, and verify manufacturer preservation requirements. Tracking implementation, preservation requirement identify, required preservation activities conducted, and track when the next preservation activity is due. For example, also in our in last Excel sheet we are showing, we have one column for next step.
Yeah.
For example, from now, what we're gonna do in next step. So this is main important, because for example, when we have received material, so we know now we have the vendor apply something to prevent this equipment. we have to record that one and we have to attend this one when we will be renew or when we will be check. Okay. We're gonna talk about preservation best practices. So we'll give some point regarding, for example, pipes. So pipe shall be stacked, or stacking of pipe shall be in a position that rainwater does not accumulate and affect pipe as well as damage to pipe or coating. Also, end protection on pipe or flange with bevel threaded socket ends shall be firmly attached. Fitting and steel structure, so spiral wooden gasket should be stored flat, especially large size from 24 and larger. Flange surface also must be protected, and external care must be taken during handling to avoid any damage. Steel structure should not be in contact with soil during storage. We're going to talk about valves. So critical point of valves such as valve in port and stem should be protected. The storage area should be provide means of protection against severe weather conditions such as sun, rain.
Preservation of valves.
Yeah. At least once every 3 months, we have to do the inspection, to visual inspection for valve to check the integrity of cover, caps, grease, or other visual visible condition. For rotating equipment, preservation, lubrication, oil filling in bearing housing up to the bottom of shaft, as recommended with the evidence data sheet. Mark the shaft and rotate 2 1/4 revolution weekly to prevent the shaft sag. And shafts and coupling wrapped with moldable wax cloth corrosion inhibitor. We're going to talk about pressure vessel. So equipment will be stored in a horizontal or with a support of steel on the ground. Columns and pressure vessel should be internal preserved either by nitrogen pressure or by VPCI, vapor phase corrosion inhibitor. Talk about also motors, motor cables and the transformer. So motor rated 100 horsepower and above shall be equipped with a space heater. Motor less than 100 horsepower should be equipped with a space heater if specified. Because you know, sometimes also in the vendor recommendations they give some specified thing. And also motor bearing to be checked regularly to ensure grease is in a good condition. We have some example of preservation, preservation. This one in the storage area. So equipment are placed on pallet raised from the ground and proper cover to protect from rain and dust. This one, this control cabinet stored in a temperature controlled warehouse. That one also. Also this one for rotating equipment shall be properly preserved after final installation on foundation. So we're going to talk about lesson learning. We will give some example. For example, this one, this shaft pump and motor shaft. So here, pump coupling was found rusted and shaft was stuck, preventing the required periodic shaft rotation. So root cause material receiving inspection was not conducted to verify the preservation condition, and also preservation was not initiated for more than 6 months. So corrective action here, contractor claims the rusted coupling surface and the service engineer from manufacturer mobilized for site for the stuck shaft. And also that one, here we have pitting corrosion for the HB gear gas compressor. So root cause material not probably also preserved since arrived to site. Here corrective action equipment had to be sent back because of this pitting, sent back to vendor for repair, and this one it will be impact on project schedule. Here also improper storage of pipe spools which are in contact with the soil damage, and also damage end caps allow moisture and rainwater to rust the pipe from internal. Improper storage of valves also we will result accumulate of dirt and debris in valve, and we will get also the damage in failure of premature failure of valves, like showing in this picture. So we're going to talk about the recommendation. First, early planning for necessary resources and development of preservation and material management procedure. Then tracking the implementation of preservation activities. Then assess the periodic assessment of the contractor compliance with the established process. Thank you.
So, every